workshops about parenting and marriage all over the world. There will be a Q&A session, inshallah, after the talk, so you can take your time to have any, if you want to ask any question, feel free to.
The sister was seeing us, watching us.
Wait till them to close it.
شغال
قدم حتى نسكر كراسي هنا ورا.
Tell them
We
to
need
here.
this session really to support also.
We can tell them to.
They are more than half of the society.
حتى
When
الكراسي
we
هنا
talk about, you will know what I'm talking about. So
شرف
it's really important to have the sisters. People are having a lot of issues with the kids, with the children, and also family issues, because we are not involving the sisters in our life as family, decision making, raising children, all of that. So it's important to involve our wives into that. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد آتينا لقمان الحكمة أن اشكر لله ومن يشكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن الله غني حميد. وإذ قال لقمان لابنه وهو يعظه يا بني لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. ووصينا الإنسان بوالديه حملته أمه وهنا على وهن وفصاله في عامين وفي وفصاله في عامين أن اشكر لي ولوالديك إلي المصير. وإن جاهداك على أن تشرك بي ما ليس لك به علم فلا تطعهما وصاحبهما في الدنيا معروفا واتبع سبيل من أناب إلي ثم إلي مرجعكم فأنبئكم بما كنتم تعملون. يا بني إنها إن تك مثقال حبة من خردل فتكن في صخرة أو في السماوات أو في الأرض يأت بها الله إن الله لطيف خبير. يا بني أقم الصلاة وأمر بالمعروف وانه عن المنكر واصبر على ما أصابك إن ذلك من عزم الأمور. ولا تصعر خدك للناس ولا تمش في الأرض مرحا إن الله لا يحب كل مختال فخور. واقصد في مشيك واغضض من صوتك إن أنكر الأصوات لصوت الحمير. صدق الله العظيم. صدق الله العظيم وصدق النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين. اللهم اجعل القرآن العظيم ذنوبنا وذهاب همنا وغمنا وسائقنا ودليلنا إلى جناتك جنات النعيم. اللهم ذكرنا منه ما نسينا وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا وارزقنا تلاوته آناء الليل وأطراف النهار على الوجه الذي يرضيك عنا. اللهم اجعله نورا في قلوبنا واجعله نورا في أبصارنا واجعله نورا عن أيماننا وعن شمائلنا واجعله نورا لنا في قبورنا واجعله نورا لنا على الصراط حتى تدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار برحمتك يا عزيز يا غفار. اللهم آمين 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 آمين. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen Sayyidina wa Nabiyyina Muhammad al-Nabi al-Amin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsan ila yawm al-din. اللهم اجعل تجمعنا هذا تجمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعل فينا معنا ولا غائبا عنا شقيا ولا محروما. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He is gathering us here tonight to gather us under His mercy, so there will be no mercy but His subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes. Sisters, if you would like please to come in the back area, there are seats for you. I would love to have you inshallah because I want you also to listen to this lecture. It is extremely important for all of you as brothers and sisters, as couples, men and women. So please come and attend in the back inshallah. Jazakumullahu khairan. Barakallahu. لو سمحتوا يا اخوات يعني احنا عندنا الان برنامج عن تربيه الاطفال وانا عاوز الاخوات ايضا يحضروا حتى يستمعوا لانه مهم ان يكون الاخوه والاخوات موجودين حتى يعني يعلموا ويتعلموا كيفيه تربيه الاولاد من سن يعني الحضانه او من سن الصفر حتى الإنسان يبلغ مبلغ الرشد إن شاء الله بإذن الله. فأتمنى من الأخوات أن يحضروا ويستمعوا إن شاء الله إلى المحاضرة وسيكون هناك أسئلة وأجوبة. أنا أتمنى أن تكون الأسئلة مكتوبة أحسن ما تكون يعني كذا. هل مثلا في ويب سايت أو مثلا تليفونك مثلا تليفون أحد الإخوة ممكن تحكوا عنه مثلا يضعوا الأسئلة عليه أفضل من أن يقال شفويا يعني. لأنه في بعض الأسئلة ليست لها علاقة. امبارح كان في أسئلة عن الزوجية وزوجي معصب وزوجتي ما تطبخ وزوج يعني هذه ما لها علاقة بالمسجد الثاني كان مو هي المسجد الثاني لا سكر. طيب أنا قرأت من سورة لقمان. سورة لقمان تتكلم عن سن معين يعني في نعم لا كمان له عربي وانجليزي لا ما بينفع يقول لا ما بينفع الكلام هذا. الاخوات اللي بيتعلموا يحكوا انجليزي ما يترجم لهم يعني يا اما اتكلم عربي كله يا اما اتكلم انجليزي ما بينفع يكون هكذا يعني ما بينفع هكذا ان شاء الله. would you like and I would like to speak in English because I know the language of the land is English. And anyone who does not speak, someone can translate for them, inshallah. Okay? But it's important for us to understand the terminologies that we are using in this land. Alright? Raising our children in America, or anywhere else actually. To tell you the truth right now, with the internet and the openness of the internet, it doesn't really matter. The first warning I want to tell you, that I know I've seen some young faces here. Okay? This lecture actually is for the parents, it's not for the children. So when the children hear things here tonight, they're going to hold you responsible for that. Okay? They're going to go home and they say, you see, Dad, what the brother said, so it's up to you. But this lecture is for the adults, and I hope, inshallah, again, there is no sugarcoating. I'm a straight shooter, okay? Because that's the only way to really resolve the issues. If you stay around the bush, you will never resolve any issues. Okay? And I know all of you are married, some of you are parents, some of you are grandparents. Okay? But nobody is off the hook. I am a parent, I am a grandparent, I am not off the hook. Okay? Till the day I die, I am responsible for my children and for my grandchildren. How do we know that? Surah Al-Baqarah. ووصى بها إبراهيم بنيه ويعقوب يا بني إن الله اصطفى لكم الدين فلا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. Ibrahim alayhi salam gave wasiyah to his children, and Yaqub gave the same wasiyah. When do you give wasiyah? When you live or when you're about to die? Exactly. So he gave it. And then more precise, أَمْ كُنْتُمْ شُهَدَاءَ إِذْ حَضَرَ يَعْقُوبَ الْمَوْتِ. Were you present when Yaqub was about to die? The presence of death. إِذْ قَالَ لِبَنِيهِ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ مِنْ بَعْدِي. He told his children, whom do you worship after me? Who do you worship after me? قالوا نعبد إلهك وإله آبائك إبراهيم وإسماعيل وإسحاق إلها واحدا ونحن له مسلمون. We worship your Lord, the Lord of Ibrahim, the Lord of Ismail, the Lord of Ishaq, إلها واحدا. وَنَحْنُ لَهُ مُسْلِمُونَ. And we are believers, we are Muslims, we are submitters. So till death, you are still responsible. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said also, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. You have to keep reminding people. And وَالْأَقْرَبُونَ أَوْلَى بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. And those who are close to you are more important for you. وَأَنذِرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ. And warn those who are close to you. So you are not off the hook. Are we okay with all of that? Third thing. Who gave this idea of 18 years old I am not responsible for? Where that 18-year-old came from? Okay, let me tell you something. This is not Khutbatul Jumu'ah. Okay? Can I ask something? Do you have another microphone without echo? This one without echo? Hello. How about this one? And the same thing? Hello. هذا بطير لوحده. خلاص نرجع إلى هذا. This one is good. I'm gonna do this. It's too much echo. Okay? So 18 years old came from where? From voting in this country. So when you say I'm not responsible after 18, false statement. Don't listen to that. You are responsible. Okay? Fine. Our children were born like a computer without a software. So, how many of you are in the IT? How many people in IT? None of you are in the IT? SubhanAllah. It's the opposite of the north. When the south. Are we in the north or the south? You are in the north? You are in the south. So the north people are different now. Okay, more on the IT. Yesterday, almost like 99% were ITs. Anyway, so basically we all have computers, right? When you buy a computer, back in the day. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you. And I hate to hold the microphone, but it's okay. Assalamu alaikum. This is much better, right? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Very good. So we all have computers, and the computer, back in the days when we used to get it, used to be what? Empty. So our children are an empty computer. They come to this life, no manual. They don't come with a manual.
With no antivirus.
They don't come with instruction. I'm sorry?
With no antivirus.
With no computer.
No antivirus. No, it's not formatted either.
Not formatted. No operating system. Zero. No instruction. And guess what? Men are the worst about instruction. We don't like to read instruction. You know, you get something, your wife tells you, "Can you read the instruction?" "No, don't worry about it, I got it." And definitely you don't get it. You have to, like, you sneak in and you read the instruction. Anyway, so they don't come with instruction. So now I'm going to talk about 3 levels. The first level is 0 to 5 or 0 to 7. Okay? 0 to 7, 7 to 14, 14 to 21. Why I'm giving these levels? That's how the scholars, most of the scholars, subhanAllah, they agreed of what Umar ibn al-Khattab said or Al-Hasan al-Basri said back in the days. What did he say? لَاعِبْهُ سَبْعًا. Play with them for 7 years. وَأَدِّبْهُ سَبْعًا. And teach them manners and ethics and principles, rules for 7 years. وَصَاحِبْهُ سَبْعًا. And be their friend for 7 years. ثُمَّ اتْرُكْ حَبْلَهُ إِلَى غَارِبِهِ. And let go of their leash after 7 years. So that's 7, 14, and then what? 21. So let's talk about the first 7 years. Okay? The first 7 years, actually what children learn is 2 things. Is this a lovable experience or not lovable experience? Is this a lovable experience or not lovable experience? And how do they learn that? Repetition around the parents create the shape of their character. They create their shape and their character. After that, it is just an incremental thing to add to their memory. There is a guy who wrote a book. Let me see here. Okay. And the book is called, hold on, just give me a second. Okay. The book is called, I don't know if you want to write that down or not. You can buy that, it's like $6. It says, All I Really Need to Learn or to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten. All I Really Need to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum, Fulghum. All I Really Need to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten. So 0 to 7, it's just a sponge. What do? They just watch and they learn. It's just memory. العلم في الصغر كالنقش على الحجر. When you learn young, it's like you're engraving into the rocks. It will never go away. Okay? It will never go away. That will shape their character. That you cannot change later. Okay? You cannot change the character. So you be careful. What are you building in your child? Right? Now, knowledge is different from era to era. Those who were living in the 1900, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, right? 2000 is different. Knowledge is different. They learn different things. But the basic foundation is the same. What are the basic foundation? Manners, relationship, and principles. Manners, relationship, and principles. They are like a sponge. Okay? They do not do what you tell them to do. They do what you do. That age, 0 to 7, they don't do what you tell them to do. Don't do this again. Do they listen to you? They don't listen to you. Don't put that there. Do they listen to you? They don't listen to you. Don't jump on the table. Do they listen to you? They don't listen to you. Don't jump on the couch. Do they listen to you? They don't listen to you. I have 4 children. The oldest is 40. The youngest is 33 right now. And I have the grandkids. The oldest is 12. The youngest right now is 2 weeks. 2 weeks old. Okay? You tell them, they don't listen. That age. What do? They see you. You tell them, come and pray. They don't come and pray. They may come and pretend to pray, but then they're going to go and stop playing. Because this age was meant for what? For playing. Just to play with them. Not make somebody else to play with them. No, you need to play with them. The mother need to play with them. Because when you and the mother play with them, you teach them the way that shape their character. And I'm coming more about that. And that is, do not understand good and evil. They don't understand the concept of halal and haram. They don't understand, they don't like drink or fornicate, or they don't know any of that. It's all nothing for them. Okay? They don't know anything about, reward and punishment. If you tell them like 3 years old, you tell them, hey, don't do this again. If you do this, I'm going to give you a timeout. They understand the timeout is a bad thing. But is it really good for them to have timeout? No, it is not good. Because for them it was recorded as a not lovable experience. So you have to understand, these kids know 2 things only. Lovable and what? Not lovable experience. Okay? So children do not do things according to reward or punishment, good or evil. They don't do that. Okay? No ethics. You say aib, haram. They don't understand that. My little granddaughter, and when I play peekaboo with her, she peekaboo with her dress. So she left her dress and her, the underwear when the diaper showed up. She doesn't understand. She needs to cover that, but she's playing peekaboo because the peekaboo is something that she wants to put something in her face. She doesn't understand that this is aib. Even if you tell her this is aib, it might register, but they do not understand what does it mean. Okay? So all these ethics comes where? Later. But where do they learn? When you go to prayer, or when you pray at home, they see you going in the bathroom, you wash, you come out, you put the kufi, you wear the long dress, and you tell them, Assalamu alaikum, I'm going to the masjid. They see mama not wearing a hijab, and all of a sudden, she went to the bathroom, washed, she covered herself, stand in the corner with the prayer rod, and she started praying. that registers in their brain. Mama is doing something lovable, nice. Okay? Baba is screaming, shouting. Mama is screaming. Mama is shouting. Mama is hitting. That's not lovable. I don't like that. Okay? I don't like that. Or I like that. When you harm them physically, they don't like that. It's not lovable. To be near my daddy is not a lovable experience. To be near my mommy is not a lovable experience. I should be away. I should be staying away, not to be near my mom or dad. Okay? So they will, as I said, they will learn every day something lovable or not lovable. And for example, when you say teaching salah, or they tell them, Allah, come here, stand with me, pray. And I gave an example yesterday. I was in Ramadan, and this brother came, brought his 2 children, maybe 4 and 3, maybe 5 and 4, in that age, dressed up beautifully, thobe and kufi, and standing next to him, praying Taraweeh. How many rak'ah is Taraweeh? Hello, are you awake? No, I'm asking a question, I need an answer. It doesn't matter. Tell me, give me any answer. Someone was giving a job yesterday, someone said 50. I said, yeah, okay. How many? 8 or 21 or 20, right? Okay. So in our masjid we pray 20. Most of the masjid they pray 20. So the first 4 rak'ah we finished Isha, and it happened that I was next to them. Then the 4 rak'ah of the first Taraweeh. You know Taraweeh? Some of the Imam, they just, mashallah, they go. First 4 rak'ah. After the 4 rak'ah, the kids, Daddy, we want to go home. The 2 kids, Daddy, we want to go home. Shh, don't. We're in the masjid, we have to pray. And I'm like sitting next to him. And he goes like, oh, ask Imam. And I said, absolutely 100%, you don't want to ask me. Because after that, he never spoke to me. Because I defied him in front of his kids. And I didn't say anything. I said, I don't think you want to hear my answer. Because their place is not in the masjid. Their place is in the house. Playing, jumping, running around. Not in the masjid, not praying. I know some of you are shocked. Some of you say, Ya akhi, astaghfirullah al-azim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. That's the bad experience for the children. The minute they come to the masjid, what do? Oh, I don't want to go to the masjid. Because it's a lovable experience. That's why you see children, if they are raised like that, by force, the minute they start going to middle school, they start skipping, high school skipping, college, they don't even pray. Because what? It was registered in their character as what? As a bad experience. Now, you give halwa, you give this, you give that. If you let them play in the masjid, I have no problem with that. Let them play. If there's a place in the back to play in the masjid, let them play. That's fine with me. But don't force them to come and pray next to you in the masjid. Because this is the time for them to play. The Prophet ﷺ, the famous hadith, when Al-Hassan al-Hussein in the Jumu'ah, they were coming from this house, and he saw them, falling, means that they were not praying with him in the masjid. They came from the house, and he saw them, tripping, so he came down from the minbar, he carried them, and he brought them to the minbar, and he said, Al-mal wal-banun zinatul hayat ad-dunya. So he was enforcing the children to pray at that age, because it is the time for them to do what? Yeah, right. So observation is the thing. Every day, the child, will come. One day, you will see that child when you're praying at home. They will come and they will stand next to you and they will pray. It doesn't matter what age. Doesn't matter what age. They come and they pray. After they finish, not of course praying, playing, they are up and down, and they come to the floor like sleeping on the floor. And then after you finish, what do? You turn around and you hug them, you kiss them. You say, MashaAllah, you prayed with me, oh so beautiful, this and that. And this is it. Now people say, why is he praying? Because he saw you. Look, the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, لا تجعلوا بيوتكم كالمقابر. Don't let your house be like the graveyard. What does that mean? We come to the masjid, to say Isha. We pray the Isha, we pray the Nafil, the Sunnah, we pray the Shafi, we pray the Wajh, we pray this, we finish everything, we go home, no prayer at home. So make it a habit, so go home and pray your Sunnah, so the children will see you praying in the house. If they are young, make that a habit, that they can see you praying in the house. Again, they wake up and they see you watching TV. They sleep, they see you watching TV. They come to eat, they see you watching TV. Or all the time you are what do you think when they grow up they want to be what? They want something like this. Because you had something like this. Right? I told that to my son one time. He brought his 10 months old. I have my phone here. And I carried her. The minute I grabbed her, she did this. One finger. And I said, you see? You see what he did? You see that? So they mimic you. They are your product. When someone says, yeah, I don't know what happened to my child. What happened to your child? Well, the child, they were raised in the neighborhood. They were raised by your neighbor. They were raised by you. You are the product. They are your product. They are your investment. You went to the market and you bought them. What happened? Where did they come from? From heaven? You are in charge of that. Our children open their eyes at us. Children, imagine if you have anybody has those ring cameras in the house. How many of you have rings? Or cameras in the house, outside the house, or remember? Imagine you have cameras in every corner in the house. This is how your children are. They're recording everything you do, everything you say, but they don't tell you what did they see. They don't tell you that. They just observe and observe. Okay? They see the father is harsh, mean, screaming. Okay? Child become like that. Why do you think children are bullying others in the school? You know why? Because he has a broken house. because his father is screaming at him, beating him all the time, depriving them. So when they go to school, they act the same. They push children, they beat children. And then you know, this child came from a broken home. Okay? All right. We like our children to be obedient. How many of you like your children to be obedient? We mean like they listen to you. You tell them, do your homework, they do your homework. They do the homework. Go and throw the trash out, clean your room, far out. Tell them to, do whatever it is, come and eat. They come and pray, they pray. How many of us love that? Love to see their children like that. You don't like your children to be like this? Are you sure? So you want your children, no, I don't want to do this. Huh? I don't know what's going to happen next. We all like that, right? Ikhwana, please interact with me. I beg you, please, I'm talking here and you are sitting there, just raise your hand. Just don't do that. Yeah, I do. Then, at least, at least I know that you are still alive. You're not sleeping or something. Like, yeah, here you go. See, here you go. Oh, two hands, okay. And then after that, no hands. Okay, I did the 2 hands now. For the next hour, there's no hands. You know what the psychiatrists say about these kids? The obedient ones? They say those are a timing bomb. You know why the timing bomb? We love our children to be obedient because they will be punished if they don't listen to you. So they have to listen to you. So when they grow older, what will happen to them? As they listen to you, they will listen to others. That's why you see a lot of children when they go to college, they become atheists, they lose their deen, their faith, because they are affected by the environment, other friends, what have you. Why? Because they're obedient. Some parents, they come and they say, my son, one brother came to me, he said, my son, I spend the time for them to make them memorize Quran. Now he went to college, he doesn't want to memorize anymore, he doesn't want to lead the prayer. I don't know if he's praying or fasting or anything else. What do we like to see our children to be? If I ask you, how do you want to see your child? People say what? Honest? Huh? Responsible? Come on, give me it. Huh? Think for themselves, stand up, independent. Leader.
Have his own opinion.
Huh? Have his own opinion, independence. Fair. Healthy. Respectful. Right? Just, compassionate. Right? Huh? Rich. Yeah, rich, fine. Look. Put a list. Go home and put a list. Why this thing start having the echo again? This I didn't have an echo before. Someone's playing with it, huh? Anyway, so what happened is, put that list of things that you want your child to be. And go home, you and your wife, and grade yourself. Are you a leader? Are you independent? Are you healthy? Are you fair? Are you just? Are you this? Are you that? How do you think your child will become a leader if you don't have it? What is he going to learn from? Isn't that right? So grade yourself and see then, if I want my child to be, and then that's what I told him, I said, did you try to memorize the Quran like your child? Even few surahs, just to show your child that I am with you, son. You memorize the Quran? I'm going to memorize the Quran with you. Let's see who's going to memorize first. The answer came. Give me some answers. The excuses. What are the excuses? Busy. Too hard. Huh? Tired. I don't speak what? I don't speak Arabic.
Doesn't read Arabic.
I don't read Arabic. You know, I'm busy. I'm putting food on the table. You know, I'm sending my wife instead. He told me that. He said, my wife goes every Sunday, sit in the car for 2 hours. My son memorized the Quran. Why do you think? You know, one guy asked one of the Sheikh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala released him from jail. Now he's in jail, unfortunately. They asked him, they said, how can I make my child, memorize the Quran? Or love to read the Quran, or love to pray, or love to this? He told him, they have to love you first. They have to love you first. Then they will love to do anything else.
That you do.
Huh?
That you do.
That you do.
Not anything.
Yes, exactly. Don't order. تأمرون الناس بالبر وتنسون أنفسكم وأنتم تتلون الكتاب أفلا تعقلون. Allah said that in the Quran. You order people to do. You're not doing what you ask them to do. Don't you have a brain? He said, أفلا تعقلون. Don't you have a brain? Where's your brain? What's wrong with you?
So how come, you see people, like the opposite of their parents? Their kids could grow up to be the opposite of their parents. In some instance.
Keep that question for later. Keep that question for later. Okay? I will inshallah talk about that. Okay? The other issue, remember that age is 0 to 7. Okay? Children cannot handle stress. Children cannot handle stress. Can you handle stress? Anyone here can handle stress? You can handle stress? Okay. Now let me tell you what is stress. One of the doctors said beautiful illustration. He said stress, sitting like this, and a cobra came from here in front of you. And what the cobra does, right? Hits you, bites you. When you see a cobra come like in front of you, like that right now, what will happen to you? You will jump back 10 feet and you will run as fast as you can, even you don't look back. Right? Imagine that cobra is in front of you 24/7 because you are living in the house with your parents. That's how much stress these children have. Don't compare your stress to the children's stress. I know we all have a stressful life. From work, from business, from family, from anything else. But do not compare, because his world is equal to 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. Your world is 40 years old. Do not compare your life to this young baby life. There's no way. No way. So his stress, what happened to them? When their stress happened, they, like, subhanAllah, there's places in the brain, one for hearing, one for seeing, and one for thinking, right? Different pockets in the head, different areas. The child will create a box. The box called the box of flying center. they start lying because they can't get away with it. They will answer with a lie. They start developing that lie, which is the mother of all problems. They start making up stories. Did you do? Yes, I did. And you can tell that you didn't do it. But they lie to escape punishment. Okay? Number 3. So don't put stress on them. They don't need stress. Okay? The stress comes from where? Screaming, shouting, punishment, depriving. Can't do that. They need so much hugs. They need so much kisses. They need so much love and open, unlimited volume of love. No matter how bad they are doing, like destroying the house. You don't punish them, you punish the act. They are human beings like you. When you grab your fist like this, in front of your kid, you do that. Imagine. Do you like somebody to do that to you? Do you like somebody to shout at you all the time? Scream at you all the time? Imagine you come to the masjid, the imam, where's the imam? He left, he's lying. Anyone, doesn't matter. Every time we come in, they say, Yafi, why are you coming here? Why are you always coming? You're always late. You're always parking, parallel parking. You're always blocking somebody. You think you're going to come back to the masjid? You will not come back to the masjid. Because you don't want to be scolded all the time. You don't want to people to keep after you. Imagine. So what happened is, these kids, they start developing that life. They need to be independent. 0 to 6 or 7. They need to learn to be independent. And they will fight you. How many of you remember the first step that your child took when they were young? Like, I don't know, 1 year or so. They start walking by themselves, they start falling, and you start grabbing the camera, taking pictures, right? They love to eat by themselves. Now, who's going to come to the rescue in this matter? Huh? The sisters. Why? No, they're gonna make a mess. They're gonna make I just clean the floor. I just sweep the floor. The food's gonna be all over and all that. What do? Habibi, yalla. And the kids sometimes fight you. They go, no. They want to eat by themselves. And you refuse. They will keep fighting you for a year or so. After that, what will happen? They say, I found my comfort zone. What is their comfort zone? Mommy is feeding me. Mommy is bringing me water. Mommy, can you give me more water? Yes, Habibi, no problem. Mommy, can you please? I need to eat. I need to eat. Can you feed me, please? Yes, Habibi. Mommy, can you do my homework? No problem. Yeah. I had mothers doing their homework for their kids because they don't want them to flunk the test. Yeah, in the kindergarten. I said, what do you have in the kindergarten? Coloring? 6 years old? First grade? No, I don't want them to fail. Again, I'm not blaming the sisters, but because of that age, mostly the sisters are in charge of the children. The parents should be both in charge. So they like to dress by themselves. 2 years old, they love to dress. Or 3 years old. I'm telling you from experience. As I said, not from stories I hear, but of course there are psychiatrists and they tell you that. Teach them how to dress up. Teach them how to comb their hair. Teach them how to sit in the bathtub and the water and all that. Just little by little, with observation and with supervision. but let them do things by themselves. Tell them, hey, look, this is your clothes, put them in the drawer here, this is your, underwear, this is where your undershirt, and this is where this, and this is where that, and they start learning that. If you don't do this, guess what's going to happen to these children? When they grow older, they become very dependent. And when they grow older, that's why you see some children are still living with their parents after 30 years old. They're not even married. You know why? Because they're afraid to get married. And the mother don't mind it sometimes because, oh, they are in the house. I love to be for them in the house. No, send them out. You're destroying your kid. I know, wallahi, some children are 60 years old. Right now, almost my age, and they are not married yet. You know why? Because they lived with their mother. They live with their mother. Or their father, even the father. They fight for the child. But the problem is you taught them to be dependent. Okay? Again, this is all these studies that you can go and read about. And you will see that. And I see that with my own eyes and experience. I saw that. Okay? So they like to eat by themselves. Teach them how to dress by themselves. Okay? Keep them close to the nature. Keep them away from the artificial environment. No screen. No screen. No screen before 10 years old. No screen. These children do not understand. You develop with them a lovable experience that, it is lovable. Now, I receive a lot of issue and complaints. My child is 3 years old. I cannot let go of YouTube. Who gave her the phone? Oh, they can be quiet. Why did you give her the phone? They will scream, and then they will scream, and then they will scream, and they will be quiet. But we cannot handle the screaming. That's their weapon. They're using it against you, and they are winning. Scream, destroy the brain of these young children. The brain is not developed well yet. Need to be developed correctly. Engage them with the nature. Take them out. Take them for a walk. Take them, biking, even if they're small biking. Go to the playground. Play with them. Play with them. I don't have time. I'm working. My wife is working. Why did you have children? You have to weigh things. Either your career or your children. One person has to sacrifice. Okay? One person has to. My daughter was a teacher. When she had children, she quit teaching. She stayed home with the children. Although she had a degree and took her some time to, not some time, but when you go 4 years to study, to be a teacher, you take the certification, you have to pass the test and all of that, and you go and you teach. She was teaching in schools. But she quit because she wants to raise her children. So at a certain age, maybe, then she might come back to work again or something like that. Someone has to sacrifice for the sake of the children. So actually, beautiful thing one of the doctors said. He said, giving a child between 0 and 7, even up to 10, a screen, and I mean any screen, giving them a knife in their hand. Do you understand what I said? Some of you do not understand that. You know why? Because after we go tonight, they're going to give them the screen. I know that. All I know that. Because they need comfort. They need quiet. They're not interested in anything else. They don't know that this child, after 5 or 6 or 7, you try to take that thing away from them, they will push you. They will scream at you. And I wish I can show you some of the videos. I can send you these videos. This is real videos. They are not like an enactment. The child is screaming at the mom. Doesn't want to eat, doesn't want to drink, doesn't want to come downstairs. Because you took my iPad from me after 6 years or 7 years. You tell me no iPad. No, from the beginning you say no screen, no iPad, no iPhone, none of that. What about these friends? What about this? I'm coming to that. But no screen. For God's sake, save your children. They're not going to miss anything. Believe me, they're not going to miss. Oh, they're watching some halal stuff. They're watching, I don't know, what is that? Ikna thing. Adam's World. Okay. No screen. If you are watching something with them, like in the Sesame Street or something like that in the house, some ulama said, no. But you make them, don't let the screen, even the TV, is the major thing around them. Now they are 7 years old. Now the 7 years old or 8 years old or something like that, till they are 13 or 14, there where they need to learn discipline. My grandson Ibrahim, he was 6 years old, and I tell Ibrahim, I tease him. I said, Ibrahim, man, we need to pray. He goes like, Jiddo, I am not 7 yet. He knows the fiqh issue. No, he said, I'm not 7 yet. I said, okay, I'm good. Every now and then, Ya Ibrahim, you're gonna be 7, but I'm not 7 yet. So I don't have to pray. But he's watching us praying, right? So when he hit 7, his father brought him the rod, the watch, and the Quran. He said, this is all yours, inshallah, so he can start praying with us. No forcing, but now it is time to pray. Alright? Ibrahim, I know. Yeah, I know you know. You are 7 now. Come on. Yeah, but I have to make wudu. And I said, yeah, I know. Yes. You have. Yeah, I know. Here all this like mourning and crying. This is the time where you start teaching them what is haram, what is halal. This is wrong, this is right. This is not good. This is haram. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not love this. To be this, to be that. Teach them the akhlaq, the manners, ethics, the relationship. Okay? Never refuse a question. At that age, they ask a lot of questions. Why are we praying? Why do I have to pray 5 times a day? And you have to have an answer for them. If you don't have an answer, find an answer for them. Okay? So, develop something called the what and where and why. What, where, and why. What is that? What do you want? I want a bank. Where do you want to get it from? Well, I want to get it from this place. Why do you want it? Has to be legit. Because mine is like already the kids saw it in the school, and I'm not gonna wear it again. I'm not gonna take it to school again. Wrong answer. Even if you are the most rich person in Seattle, don't do that. I need the shoes. Why? Well, it's too small for me right now because I grow and now this shoes doesn't fit me. Okay, I can give you the shoes. Why? They need to learn that even if you have the most money you have, okay, number 3 or number 4, make a list of people that you want them to associate with. Don't let them go and mingle with anybody. Make sure that these kids that you're taking them to, that they are actually in the same age and also the same mentality and the same mind, and they need to play with them and understand and like have, the relationship is good. Number 5, definitely this is the time to discuss with them Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Bring the stories of the Prophets on their level, the stories of the companions. Read their stories for them before they go to sleep every night. Have that library in front of you, in front of them in their home, in their room, in their house, so you can read for them. Teach them about these principles. This is where Ibn Abbas, when he was ghulam means between 7, 8, 9, right? He said, Ya ghulam, inni wa'allimuka kalimat, I teach you words. Ihfadillah yahfad. Be conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will protect you. Be conscious of all the orders of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. If you ask somebody, ask Allah. If you depend on somebody, depend on Allah. And if you think the whole world got together to help you, they're not going to help you. If the whole world come together to harm you, they're not going to harm you. رفعت الأقلام وجفت الصحف. It's already been decreed and been written already, and pens have been lifted up and the books have been closed. He told Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas is like 9 years old. How does he understand these things? Well, yeah, they understand. They will understand if you explain it to them. They ask you about the LGBTQ. You have to find an answer for that. If you don't have the answer, find an answer. Don't let it hang in. Why? Because they're going to go and ask somebody else. And you're not going to like that. Okay? Adulthood. 14 and above. There is no youth. I don't like the word youth. Okay? Youth, that they made it to, oh, he's youth. Oh, he's 14. He's still a baby. He's still a kid. No, he's not. 14, 15, they can get married and they can have kids. I don't have to explain more than that. Okay? Yes. They are little or maybe young men and young women. What do they need at that time? They need a mentor. They need a friend. They need a person that to teach them things. They will be independent. Someone asked me, how can I change? Change what? The change was supposed to be from 0 to 7. After that, there is no change. After that, there is more just learning and incremental learning. Okay, and more learning only. But the shape's already been there. You can stay and help and keep helping, but unfortunately, they are independent. Okay? How is your relationship with your child? How do we know that? How can you test that? You ask your child, you're 14, 15, hey, Muhammad or Abdullah, you would like to come with me, not to the masjid, find something else. Let's go to Best Buy, something that the kids, boys like to go. Girls, I don't know what they like to go to. Huh? Sephora. Okay, or somewhere that the kids like to go to. And find a place and see if they like to go with you. They say, oh no, Baba, I'm like really, I have homework, I'm busy. The first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, then know that there is a problem between you and your children. They don't like to come with you. They don't like to be around you. If you're in the house, are they sitting around you? They come close to you, they give you a hug, they talk to you, or they are like away from you. They don't like to associate with you. That's the test for you. And maybe sometimes for the mother, but the mother usually is closer to the kids. Okay, emotionally. But you have to test that. Or they ask you to help, like, Baba, can you please help me with this? You know, I have a problem. Sometimes they go to Mama to ask for help. They don't go to Baba. And you need to find out why. Okay? Another thing is also, is like if your child, what do you call it? If your child sitting in his room all the time, don't like to associate with anybody, there's a problem. You need to find out why he or she is sitting in their room all the time. You need to talk to them. At this time, we have communication. You sit with them and you tell them, Habibi, my beloved, Ayuni, Rohi. You know, the Middle Eastern people have a lot of this very Habibi, Rohi, Ayuni, Albi, you know, all the organs in the in the stomach. That burn me, you may bury me. Yeah, we say these things. That's from Allah. Habibi, what's wrong? Or why are you sitting here by yourself? Why are you sitting in the dark room? Oh, because. And that's what kills me the most. Because what? You need to find out. You need to get to the bottom of that. He or she living under your roof. If you let them by that, you say, oh, you know what? Let them, Sheikh Allah, I'm tired. You're tired? Nuh alayhi salam, 950 years, he wasn't tired with his son. He was never tired, even to the point that he was a Muslim. And he saw him outside the ship, and he knew that he's going to drown. He told him, jump into the ship. And you already given up on your child. Why? Because you don't know how to get in there. You have to keep telling, look, did I do anything wrong? This is a big statement for the parents to say. You ask them, you say, did I do anything wrong? Tell me. Did I treat you wrong? Why you're acting like this? What's wrong? You know? Can we fix things? Can we do? Get in there. Get in there. Find out what is the problem. If you don't, they will find another mentor. And that mentor may not be good. Okay? They will find someone else. Subhanallah, when they live under stress, in a house full of screaming, shouting, blaming, they just want to isolate themselves. And of course, the bigger they get, the further they will get. And the minute they go to college, they disappear. You will not see them again. They don't talk about, because everybody has peer pressure, especially in high school, even in middle school, even in elementary school. Kids have some stress, they have some peer pressure. If they don't come and tell you, then there is a problem. Okay? Finally, I want to say this, that you cannot grow a tree if you cannot water it. If you don't keep watering that tree, there's no way that tree will grow. And if you don't give that tree the good water, you give it some different things, that tree will die, and you will lose that tree. So definitely, we need to see where are we at in this process. He will say, how can I fix this? How can I make it happen? How can I do this? How can I do that? Ya Ikhwana, the YouTube, there's actually the program, there's a documentary called Social Dilemma. Social Dilemma. It's on YouTube, was produced, believe it or not, by Netflix. But now I saw it is on YouTube. It's called Social Dilemma. Okay? There is another book actually, also. It's called, I just bought it actually. It's called The Anxious Generation. The Anxious Generation. How the great rewiring of children, of childhood, is causing an epidemic of mental illness, by Jonathan Haidt, H-A-I-D-T. The Anxious Generation. It tells you how any screen that shaped the children, but the social dilemma show you also the problem. There are so many programs that you can watch on YouTube about raising children, different ages. Keep watching that rather than watching those short videos on YouTube. Make a point every day, you sit with your wife, search, if you find something, post it. I have actually, I can share with you, the WhatsApp group called Family Matters US. And this is the group that what we do, we share any family issues, anything about families, about raising children, about relationship between the parents, husband and wife, how to be successful in your marriage, how to raise children to be a healthy children, successful, lovable, all of that. Is it doable? Yes, it is doable. Does it take a lot of work? Yes, it does a lot of work. You have to wake up in the morning early so you can go to work, so you can earn your money. You have to have a business so you can earn the money. You have to do all of that. It's a stressful thing. Yes, it is. At the end of the day, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا. Protect yourself, or you believe, protect yourself and your family from the fire. From a fire. From the qiyamah. وَقِفُوهُمْ إِنَّهُمْ مَسْئُولُونَ. Stop them because they will be asked. I'm done here. If you have any questions, if I can answer it, I will. If not, I can find you the answer. You can share it with Brother Nasser, I think. I don't know if you guys have his text, or you can write me the question, and I can share with you the link for the group, so you can join the group if you would like to, and that will benefit you, inshallah, bi'idhni ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair. If you have any questions, let me know, inshallah. So your question?
I have a question and I have a comment too, I think,
Like sisters can hear. Okay.
I believe, raising kids starts before marriage. As the Prophet said, probably so, قال اظفر بذات الدين تربت
تنكح المرأة لأربع. وإذا أتاكم من ترضون دينه وخلقه فزوجوه. Men and women, both.
Then, that's, the first step, raising young kids, because, unfortunately, the women of today, they're busy with their phones more than their kids. And
men are not busy with their phones?
Well, maybe because,
I'm serious about this. If you grab your phone right now and check the screen time and see how long you've been on the screen today.
Well, it depends.
Not you, I'm just saying anyone.
No, I would comment on that. I said, if men mostly are busy working, you know, I'm talking about Muslim men, while women are, you know, mostly at home, they are busy talking to their sisters, their family, their friends, and you know, neglecting their kids. And so that is part of it. But you know, also, you know,
But why do you say that they are the only one who's responsible for the
that's
children?
what I'm saying, you know, like I'm not saying, you know, they're the only one responsible.
So you're not responsible for
I
the
am,
children?
yeah, I am.
Okay.
Of course, you know, but what I'm saying, you know, the women spend most of the time with their kids
At home,
at home.
because they're
So
not
they are
working.
more likely, you know, to be.
But you know that they are working, right?
Well, not all, you know, I mean.
Well, you know, when they're in the house, they are working.
Of course, you know, I mean.
No.
But you know, like their kids are watching or working, and they're watching, you know, like, you know, the phone or all day, and as you said, they throw the phone to them and say, here, you know, like, go watch this, you leave me alone, be quiet, you know, that kind of thing. Some, you know, like, you know, mostly, you know, like a lot of the times, we Muslims families, the parents need somebody to teach them before they can teach their kids.
Right.
So, you know, we lack these skills to raise kids, you know, too.
Yeah, there is family counseling, you can do that. Parents counseling, there's nothing wrong with this actually, because the technology have developed so fast that people cannot keep up with. And I advise the parents actually to attend some of these marriage counseling, okay? But again, I mean, I have to really comment about the issue of sisters in the house. They are busy talking on the phone all the time. Well, sometimes the kids are in school. I mean, they don't have anybody in the house. But, you know, they are like all the kids are in school. But you're talking about, no, but we're the two-way street. It's two-way street. Very good, two-way street. So if we have a sister in the house that she's spending all her time on the phone and the kid is sitting around watching, that's wrong. She needs to attend to that child. And there is a problem also that there is a time for napping. There is a time for them to play. There is a time for her to even, and let me tell you another thing about the sisters. The sisters are more depressed than men. Women are more depressed than men. Why? Because they always like care about the kids all the time, and the problem is they don't have time for themselves. For example, you can go and spend time with your friends, and you can go to the masjid, and you might just go and sit. Look, men have something that women don't have. Okay? Men have, men have boxes in their home, in their heads. Bear with me. Men have boxes in their heads. Okay? One box in their head is called nothing. You know what is that box called? Nothing? You sit for maybe an hour like that, or half an hour like this. Not talking, not saying anything, right? You're like, and your wife asks you,
What do you think?
what are you thinking about? You say, nothing. So I advise the sisters, when your husband says nothing, leave him alone. For that nothing period. Two people can go in a boat fishing for 6 hours, they won't say a word to each other. They come up in the middle, they say, did you catch anything? No. Okay. They keep fishing. Now, woman, on the other hand, now watch this, there's a series, not a series, there's a video about a pastor talking about the brain of a woman and brain of a man. He's a psychiatrist also. So it's called The Brain of a Woman, Brain of a Man. Google that and you will find it on YouTube. Well, like 2 hours. So he speaks about the woman they don't have boxes. They have wires all over connected. Woman can talk to you and talk to this person and talk to that person and listen to the fourth person. They have the ability to do 3-4 conversations. Okay? Again, sisters, I'm experienced. I have a wife and I have a daughter. and I have three, in-laws, daughter-in-laws. So I know that, okay? So the sisters, they need to talk. They say women have 25,000 words a day. Men have 12,000 words a day. So when you come home, how much do you have of the 12,000? Zero. You're done with it at work. Your wife has still 25,000 and she wants to talk to you. And what do? Please leave me alone, my head is hurting. And the problem with women or our sisters, that their 25,000 are like AT&T. Remember the AT&T back in the days? They accumulate to the next day, to the next month. You don't lose your minutes. So the next day you have 50,000 words. And what's going to happen after that? The sister will explode. The Prophet ﷺ said with Aisha, you all remember the hadith of Monzer? Remember that? And of course what we do, we deny that when it comes to our sisters. We say, oh yeah, we know the hadith. MashaAllah. Okay. How long the Prophet ﷺ listened to Aisha? How many stories she gave him? 10 stories. And he was sitting, listening to her. Ya Rasulullah, when did you have the time to listen to Aisha for 10 stories? Because that's how it is. It's the problem with relationship. And that's why the children are the product of this relationship. When they see the parents are not in the same page, when they see the parents, like, you blaming the wife and the wife blaming you, what the kid's gonna say? What the kid's gonna do? Right? So, if the sister's sitting on the phone all the time, your sister, you need to, I had a sister, one time she was telling me, I have one kid, 5 years old, and I am already burned out because I'm doing homeschooling for her. My husband goes to work in the morning, he comes at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. She said, I am burned out, I don't know what to do. I said, you need to take a hobby. She said, Ya Sheikh, where is the hobby gonna come from? Don't have time even to breathe. I said, okay. Do you give your daughter a time to sleep during the day? Napping for an hour, even if they don't have to close their eyes. You see, you teach your children. Their children are a sponge. You tell her, Habibti, it's time to lay down. Once she lays down, go and make yourself a cup of coffee or tea. Sit, cross your legs, and enjoy. No TV, nothing, just sit and drink your coffee. I said, does your husband work in the weekend? She said, no. I said, give it to him. Give them to your husband on Saturday. Go for a walk for an hour or so. Don't bother me. I need time for myself. Look, you might have the best car, the best model, the best thing that ever you have, and if you go on a long journey and you don't put gas in your car, what's going to happen? You're going to break and then you're going to have gas. And that's exactly what happened to the sisters sometimes. They are burned out. Our problem thinking that, what did you do all day? What did she do all day? Do you leave the place clean? Do you have food on the table? That the kids showered and done? Do you see all of this happening? Who did this? Who did that? We forget these things to give credit for our sisters. Now, are they perfect? No. Are we perfect? No. Do we need to learn? Yes. وَفَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ. We learn every day. Definitely. And I don't want to talk, there's a whole seminar about the family, about the husband and wife relationship. And as he said, it starts before the marriage, before the children. A man came to his Sheikh He said, "Ya Sheikh, I got married. I wanted to teach my children the way you taught me." He said, "You are too late." He said, "Why?" He said, "You should have came to me before you get married. So I can tell you whom to marry. فَاظْفَرْ بِذَاتِ الدِّينِ تَرِبَتْ يَدَاكَ." Like this guy, remember that story that this woman, she said, "I don't like your beard." After marrying him for a long time, "I don't like your beard is too long, too long, you have to shave your beard. I'm not gonna, hug you, I'm not gonna come close to you unless you shave your beard." What kind of relationship is this? What kind of relationship is this? So we can give all kind of excuses. But again, you have to understand, whatever you do in the house, the children will learn from that. You are their screen. You are their TV. Okay? Anyone else? I want to give a chance for others. Go ahead. Are you married?
No.
Not yet.
I
Not
think
yet. You don't say no. Not
that's
yet.
it. Inshallah, soon. You talked about the screen, and I think most of us know this is a big problem with the younger generation.
The screen?
The screen, yes. When they can see the attached to the screen. So, my question is, if the parent did the mistake and their kids are attached to the screen, how can they get rid of the screen?
How old is the kids?
Let's say between 7 and 10.
7 and 10? That's a suicide. If you take the screen away from them.
Not take it away. How can they?
You have to discuss things with them. Take the screen away like that. After 7, that will be a disaster. You already have told them that this is okay. And now you're telling them, no, it's not okay. If I take your phone from you right now, I tell you, I'm not going to give you your phone. What are you going to do?
Yes, I understand. The question.
But no. What are you going to do?
I'm not going to be happy.
Exactly. Not happy only. Mad, and what else?
Angry.
And what else?
Yelling.
What else?
Everything.
Yes. That's how the problem is. You see, you're coming now after the destruction already happened. You already put that. You know how it is like a Photoshop, not a Photoshop, like a photo, like in the brain. The brain has now screen, 7 years old, 8 years old, screen, and then no screen. It's a void, open. What's going to happen to the child? They will raise heck against you. So what do you need to do? You need to talk to them and tell them, Habibi, look, I know you have a screen, I know we did this and that, you need to limit that. I have to limit it for you. It's not good for you. And they said, well, it's good for you. You are on the screen. I said, yes, because I have a business. Because I'm attending to my business. I received emails and all of that and this and that. Oh, I have friends too. It is not about the friends. It is about your health, your mental, your brain. Because at that time they start understanding the wrong and the right. But taking that screen away from them and deprive them 100% away from them, no, don't do that.
That's what I meant. Like, is there a way to take it slowly? What's the best way to do it?
That's what I said. First of all, you talk to them. Number 2, you keep, discussing things with them. Explain to them what's wrong with that, why it is wrong. And by the way, for example, my son, by a certain time, they turn off the Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi anymore. Okay? That's it. Or there is no nothing. I want to ask the sisters, actually, if the sisters have any questions. Yes.
He said,
Yes.
why don't the husband don't care of him, take care of the kids?
Why the husband don't care of I addressed that. I addressed that. كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. The husband, when he comes home, it doesn't mean that you are working outside, you don't come home and you don't care about the children. You have to spend, they say the husband and the wife already spend the time with the kids, but the husband has to spend 20 minutes a day with each child. Each child. Every child needs 8 or 4 kisses a day. They need more than 12 hugs a day. I did not get to that. I have a whole seminar about these issues. But there's no time. The time you always like the problem
What about the father?
with that. I'm sorry?
What about the father? How many hugs he needs?
The father needs hugs?
Yeah.
Allah, not this between you and your wife. I'm not going to get to that. I'm not going to get to that. But definitely, see again, we joke, we laugh about this. It's fine, it's good, it's okay. It's fine to talk about these things. But, why I'm saying the husband? Because the mother is always compassionate and always emotional. The hugs is already there. The kisses is already there. But the husband do not do that. When they come home, what do you want? I'm really tired. Okay, I need to watch the news. Okay, no, I want to watch what's happening in Gaza. No, watch what's happening in your home before Gaza. Okay? What's happening in your home? Look at your Tama Habibi. What's happening? What's going on? What did you do today? Don't say yes and no question. Learn that. Ask open question. Like, what happened today? Nothing? What do you mean nothing? You've been in the school for 8 hours. Nothing happened? So what happened to your teacher? What's the name of we don't know the name of our children's teacher. You need to write down, because the mothers know the name of the teachers most of the time. The husband don't know the names. You need to name. No.
Sometimes.
No, I'm sorry, I disagree with you. You need to write down the name of the teachers of your children. So when you see the kid, you say, okay, so how was Mrs. Like, for example, I'm a grandparent. I really don't know because I'm visiting with my kids. And I say, like, what's the name of this? His English teacher, Mr. Adam. Hey, Ibrahim, how's Miss Adam doing today? He goes like, oh, you know Miss Adam? I said, no, I don't know her, but I know that she's your teacher. Oh, she said this today. The minute you see her name, the minute you say her name, they go on. But if you tell them how is school, okay. That's a very general question. Be specific. When we're sitting around the table, we ask the question, like, what something good happened to you today in the school? Or in your day. Doesn't have to be school. Oh, today I was so happy that you all came here to have dinner. Oh, I am so happy today because my teacher said this. Oh, I am so happy today because, they start talking about their day. Okay? So, talk to them, hug them, kiss them. They need all of that. To what age? There are no limits. Anna, my son, 40 years old, he comes every time. He chooses. I never forced him to do that. Because he saw me kissing my dad's hand. He comes in, he kissed my hand. I kiss his cheek, left and right, and hug him. Okay? Every time he comes to my home, every time I go to his home, I give him a kiss in 2 cheeks and a hug. Do you understand every time? Every time. The same thing for my grandkids. Grandkids, all of them. I hug all of them and kiss them. All of them. My daughter-in-laws, all of them. Imagine how many I have to kiss and hug. I don't care. I am enjoying it. Sisters.
I wanted to ask if there are any healthy alternatives you can suggest for children who are already essentially addicted to the screens.
How old are the kids?
Young, 7 or younger.
7 or younger. I mean, 7 is very close, but if they are younger, I just slowly take it away from them.
But I imagine when you're taking away this huge chunk of time, you would need to replace it with something else.
Yes, you can. There is a lot of things that you can do. I mean, right now, you can, when you join the group, we always share it's called unscreen time. If you go to YouTube, put the word unscreen time, unscreen activities, you will be surprised how many games and how many things that you can do with your child. The thing is, they tell you, don't have time to spend with my child. Why did you have them? Why did you have them? That's the question. Oh, now it's too late, we have them already. So what do we need to do? You need to spend that time with them. They need the time for eat, there's the time to sleep. Don't let them be awake more than 7 p.m. By 7 p.m. they need to go to sleep. If they are like baligh, like 13, they need to wait till they pray Maghrib or Isha, and they go to sleep. Okay? They are young, they go to sleep immediately at 7 o'clock. They're gonna cry, they're gonna scream. You take them to the room, you sat with them, you read story for them. Slowly, you take that away. Slowly. Don't just, cold turkey. Don't do that. It will harm the child. Slowly tell them, listen, today you're going to have only this time. You only have this time. And you have to put parental control on it. And make sure that it doesn't work sometimes. He tell you, oh, the screen is not working. You say, oh, I'm sorry, let me check what's going on with the screen. Oh, it needs charging. Oh, it's not working. Oh, let me check on something. Don't lie to the child. Don't lie to the child. But again, giving the child the screen, think about this, you are giving them a knife. The knife is going to hurt them. If I ask you, they are 6 years old, I'm going to go home today, I'm going to take the screen away from them, I'm going to give them a knife. What do you think? You will say, no way, I will not accept that. That's exactly what we are doing today. And I know it is hard. The screen is the enemy, of the child, is the friend of the parents. The opposite. Why the enemy of the child? Because it is destroying your child. Any question? Again, look, go to YouTube. Instead of, I know a lot of us, they sit and they go TikTok and they go short videos, short YouTube. We spend an hour there. Go and search something beneficial for your children. If you don't know how to do that, contact me, be in that group. I will send you the link, inshallah. Join that and send your question. We have a lot of people in there. We have doctors, we have psychologists in that group. They will answer you. They will send you an answer. They will send you videos so you can watch. Okay? Anyone else? You have a question? Yes.
Yeah. What happens when you live in the same house? I mean, you have like 3 brothers who are all married. You and your wife decide, okay, we're going to start.
I'm sorry, you live in the house and all your brothers are?
You and your brothers are all married.
Navy?
Married.
Married. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, okay. You and your wife decide, okay, no screen time for our kids. But your brother, their kids are watching, they're on their phones like most of the time. So what do you do? And your kids are there, etc. Too expensive. Too expensive. I'm not in my own house.
No.
And getting another house is not an option.
No. When you teach your children from day zero that this is not a lovable thing. I have a video about a Chinese lady. She taught her kids from day zero that chocolate is bad, is not good. So when he or she was, I think was like 3 years old, 2 years old, she put the chocolate, he throw it away. He put the M&M, throw it away. When she put the vegetables, she stopped eating the vegetables. So look, the Prophet ﷺ says in the hadith, he said, وَيَنْشَأُ نَحْوَ hadith. It's a poetry. It says, وَيَنْشَأُ نَاشِرُ الْفِتْيَانِ مِنَّا عَلَى مَا كَانَ عَوَّدَهُ أَبُوهُ. You will be raised the way your parents are raising you. Now, الْمَرْءُ عَلَى دِينِ خَلِيلِهِ also the Prophet said. He said, الْمَرْءُ, he didn't say the child. He said, الْمَرْءُ. الْمَرْءُ means in a certain age, they will follow their friends, not the parents. But if you raise them well, they will learn from you, and you keep telling them. They say, oh, they gotta go and watch things with their cousins, right? With their cousins. You keep teaching them and telling them that's not good. That's not good. You have to keep telling them. Again, it's like you sending your kid to your cousin, to his cousin, and his cousin have a knife in his hand. What would you do? You have to protect your child. You have to protect your child. Again, they have a knife in their hand. Don't say they have a screen. No, they have a knife in their hand. What do? You have to protect your child. Keep them away from the knife. Because either they're going to stab themselves, stab others, or make a hole somewhere in the furniture and they will destroy things around them. And I know the screen issue is a big problem in America, in Europe, and all over the world. And it is destroying families, destroying children, destroying their brain, burning their cells in their head. I'm telling you. So what do you have to do? Never ever put down your guards. In my household, even my children were born in the 80s and in the 90s. At that time, cell phone wasn't famous at that time. But guess what? There was another problem we have. What was it? Huh? TV. Worse than TV. Huh? Atari. PS2, PS3. In the 90s, right? What else? All these games. These children will have a brain memory in their head. I never had a game in my home. Never. Till they go to college. When I went to college to visit them, I saw a PS3 on top of the TV. And I said, Amen? He said, Baba, wallahi we didn't buy it. It was a friend of us, he works with Sony, he brought us as a gift. But then they are in college now. They are like already 18, 19, 20. You can do nothing about that. The only thing you do what? You know, Baba, the time, you know about the prayer, you know about this and that, you have to limit yourself and all this. They know, because you have raised them from the beginning. No, know this, know that. No games in the house. Yeah, go open the door, let them play in the backyard. They can do a lot of things, destroy whatever, be muddy. That's another problem with the system. They don't want us into the backyard. It's all muddy outside. It's all raining. Seattle's always raining. They kind of come back home and they make spots on the floor and all this and that. Let them do that. Let them do this. Let them be active outside. Let them climb the tree. Let them whatever it is. Let them do that. Rather than sitting on the screen. Protect your investment. Protect your children. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لكم فاستغفروه فيتوب المستغفرين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. So now we'll sing inshallah. Sorry? Yes, sure. I think I can see. Actually, I can send it. I can send it to you. I'll send it to you. وعليكم السلام. عليكم السلام ورحمة الله. حياكم الله. السلام عليكم يا. What's your name? Huh?